Yusuf Idris is considered one of the most important pioneers of the short story in Arabic literature. He was able to portray the lives of ordinary and marginalized people through a deep and distinctive realistic style. He was born in the village of Al-Bayroum in Ash-Sharqiyya Governorate in 1927. He studied medicine at Cairo University, but later turned to literature and journalism, becoming one of the most prominent writers in Egypt and the Arab world. Yusuf Idris began writing short stories during his university years, and his talent quickly attracted attention, especially after the publication of his short story collection, The Cheapest Nights, in 1954, which was considered a new beginning for Egyptian realism in literature. His works were known for their bold discussion of social and human issues, as well as his simple language that was close to ordinary people. His literary production included short stories, novels, and plays, and many of his works were translated into several international languages.
بتعالج اكتر من الدواء، انما مش مطلوب من كاتب ان يعالج، لان العلاج في النهاية هو ان يعرف الانسان نفسه. ده هو العلاج بتاع النفس البشرية. فلما الكاتب بيكتب يعني اذا وصل حتى لمرحلة تشخيص المرض مش علاجه بيبقى كويس جدا، لان في هذا الشفاء لأمثال هؤلاء الأبطال الموجودين في المجتمع. فعشان كده يعني رسالة الفن غير رسالة العلم. رسالة العلم هو البحث عن الحقائق الموجودة في الحياة، الملموسة المادية. رسالة الفن هو خلق حقائق جديدة في الحياة، يمكن ما تكونش ملموسة أو ما تكونش
Idris also worked in journalism. He was known for his bold opinions and his concern for Egyptian social issues. He received several literary awards and honors in recognition of his outstanding creativity.
شايف يا عبد الله؟ شايف؟ يا نهار منيل، ابو زيد موتهم كلاتهم.
امال يا بنت هو ابو زيد شويه؟
والنبي انت تغلبه.
Among Yusuf Idris's most famous literary works that were adapted into films are The Sin, starring Fatin Hamama and Abdullah Ghaith. The story of the film revolves around Aziza, a poor and hard-working peasant woman whose husband Abdullah becomes seriously ill with bilharzia, leaving him unable to work and forcing her to face extremely harsh living and psychological conditions. Nadaha starts Magda, Shukri Sarhan, and Ihab Nafa. The film tells the story of Hamid, a peasant who works as a doorman in a residential building in Cairo. He marries Fathiya, one of the girls from his village, and brings her to the city to live with him, where she begins interacting with the residents of the building.
انت جيت يا حامد؟
ايوه يا بيه.
الحمد لله على السلامة.
الله يسلمك يا بيه.
وجبت العروسة معاك؟
ايوه.
مبروك.
الله يبارك فيك يا بيه.
مبروك يا عروسة. لو سمحت يا حامد، عايز دستتين جاتو وكيلو بتيفور بسرعة.
حاضر يا بيه.
وهات لك كمان حاجة حلوة عشان عروستك.
هوا يا بيه.
فتحية، حسك عينك تخرجي بره الباب، فاهمة؟
And قاع المدينة, starring Mahmoud Yassin and Nadia Lutfi. The story revolves around Abdullah, who suffers from psychological and social struggles. His life begins to collapse after the aristocratic woman he loves refuses to marry him, and the events continue to unfold dramatically.
انتي اسمك نعمت؟
خدمتك شهرت.
متجوزة؟
ايوه.
مخلفة؟
بنتين وولد.
انت اتغديتي شهرت؟
نحمده.
خش اتغدي، في اكل في المطبخ.
اتغديت والحمد لله.
معلش ادخلي كلي، الاكل كتير. كلي تاني. تعالى اوريك المطبخ. ادي الاكل، وهنا الاطباق، وعندك هنا المعالق وكل اللي انت عايزاه. يلا 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 اقعدي كلي.
Yusuf Idris passed away in 1991, but he left behind a great literary legacy that earned him the title the King of the Short Story and made him one of the pillars of modern Arabic literature. Among the greatest poets in the history of Arabic literature stands the name of the Prince of Poets, Ahmad Shawqi. Shawqi was born in Cairo in the year 1868 into a multicultural family which helped shape his distinguished literary personality from a very early age. He studied law and translation in Egypt, then traveled to France to continue his education and develop his passion for literature and poetry. Shawqi was deeply influenced by Arabic heritage, as well as French literature, which enabled him to create a unique poetic style that combined tradition with innovation. He wrote poetry in many fields, from patriotism and politics to love, religion, and social issues. He also became famous for writing poetic plays, making him one of the pioneers of Arabic poetic theater. In the heart of Giza and along the enchanting Nile River stands one of Egypt's most important literary museums, the Ahmad Shawqi Museum, which was once the home of the Prince of the Poets, Ahmad Shawqi. After returning from his exile in Spain, Shawqi built this house and named it Karmat ibn Hani in admiration of the poet Abu Nawas in 1972. A decision was made to transform the house into a museum to preserve the legacy of one of the greatest poets in Arabic literature. The museum includes many rare collections, such as the poet's original furniture, manuscripts handwritten by him, as well as memorial photographs, decorations, and medals he received throughout his remarkable literary journey. In the museum's garden, a magnificent bronze statue of the Prince of Poets stands proudly, as if he is still overlooking the Nile and reciting his timeless verses.